All right, let's take a look at example 4. It says Lachlan has a savings account. The total account balance y after any number of years t can be found by using the equation y equals 5,000 times x to the t power, where x is equal to 1 plus the annual interest rate. The total balance in the account is currently $6,203.74, and Lachlan has had the account for 5.5 years. What is the annual interest rate? So it gives me this equation and it gives me the different components to the problem. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to write down that equation again. So we're going to write down y equals 5,000 times x to the t power. So if I look up back in the problem, so the total account balance y, so y is the total account balance, and they told me that it currently was $6,203.74. So we're going to plug that in for y. Equals 5,000 times, we don't know the annual interest rate, so we're going to just leave that as x. The time, it said the time was 5.5 years. We're going to want to make that a rational exponent. So I'm not going to want to use a mixed number. I'm going to change that into an improper fraction. So 5.5 is the same as saying 11/2. So now we're going to solve for x. To get x alone, I'm going to divide each side by 5,000. So $6,203.74 divided by 5,000 is 1.2407 equals x to the 11/2. So to get x alone, right now it's being raised to the 11/2 power. We're going to raise it to its reciprocal power. So remember, reciprocal means we're going to essentially flip that fraction around. So we're going to raise it to the 2/11 power. So if you type this in your calculator, 1.2407 raised to the 2/11 power, you might want to put that 2/11 in parentheses. You'd get 1.040 equals x. Since x is equal to 1 plus the interest rate, must be 1.04 minus 1, which is 0.04, or 4%. So all we had to do was subtract that number minus 1, gave us 0.04 or 4%. If you look at example 5, it says solve the equation, and then I have the fourth root of x cubed equals 125. So the first thing we're going to want to redo is rewrite this using a rational exponent. So if I have the fourth root of x cubed equals 125, let's rewrite that as a fraction. So remember, we can rewrite this as x cubed raised to the 1/4 power. The fourth root is the same as saying to the 1/4 power. So if I simplify that fraction by multiplying that together, I would get x to the 3/4. So we're going to do the same thing we did in the other problem. We're going to raise it to its reciprocal power to get x alone. So if you raise 125 to the 4/3 power, we would get x equals, so if I type this in, I would get x equals 625. And that's it.